Hey everybody. How's it going? We're here. Just got to get Andrew fixed. Hold on. We just had we're pros here. So we just had a last minute change here. Andrew just got his screen in the wrong position. Let me change that. But while we're doing that, Tim is going to introduce everybody to us tonight. Welcome.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Tabletop Bob. Again, high quality production levels here at Tabletop Bob, Curse of Strahd, all right? We're going to go around the horn. Again, my name's Tim. Welcome back to everyone, our faithful viewers at home, and we'll go around. Joining me, reprising their role as Dione, Michelle, welcome.
Hey there. Thanks for that smooth, charismatic, flawless welcome. Happy to be here.
Also reprising their role as our faithful warlock, Stefano.
Hello, I am Stefano, and I am playing Canas. And also, Tim has forgotten to tell us who he was playing.
Oh, geez, sorry guys. I am playing Laurent, a bard, and always here for the comedic relief the best I can. And of course, our faithful paladin. Welcome from the Gwaindire all the way, Andrew. How are you?
Hi, I'm Andrew. I'm playing Rufus.
He's about to say Elias,
I've
wasn't he?
got the wrong name up on my Zoom.
That's okay.
Excuse me.
And with that, we'll start with our icebreaker for the night. It's me. What is your favorite tabletop Bob moment so
There
far?
we go.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I know
Wow.
there are
what is
many
my favorite tabletop Bob moment so far?
So while
ever,
you're
and the years we've had here now.
Well,
Oh my
maybe it's when he killed off my characters, or maybe it's when he killed off my one-shot character. Maybe it's when he killed off my my pet Yune. Not pet, my familiar Yune. Uh so many things got killed, so many characters.
So many moments. It's hard to narrow down to one favorite moment. I'm with you, Stefano. I agree.
Well, hold on a second before we jump into everybody's favorite. I like that actually. I'm a big fan of this question, Tim. You did a good job as the host. Maybe we'll have you DM one day, huh?
Oh God, no.
Just be the MC. Is that all you want to be?
That's all I can do.
Before you answer this, just a couple updates. We're back to our regular scheduled programming. We're here with Strahd Tuesday night. Tomorrow, small change in the schedule for Vecna. We'll be starting at 9 o'clock tomorrow on Wednesday, not on Thursday. This is chapter 6. None of these people are in it, so it doesn't affect any of them. But 9 o'clock Wednesday will be Vecna Eve Ruin. This is the newest chapter. We're back with that one. And then next week, we go to the typical schedule. It'll be Tuesday, Thursday for the next few months. So a pretty easy schedule to remember, fingers crossed here. But that's what you get when you have live play, because we're doing it live. We're doing it live. So yeah, I would love to hear the rest of your answers to this. And while you do, I'm going to show off. My wife made a new Tabletop Bob shirt. Look at this. Look at that.
Whoa.
Cool.
It's Beholder Bob on a t-shirt. She made a couple of variations. You'll see tomorrow I have another one that's got more of just like a pocket area icon. I actually think I'd probably wear that one more often. But she can actually do custom really anything. So we're just making these ones up with the Beholder, but soon the Warrior and the Mind Flayer, the Dragon, the gelatinous cube, all the icons that we created, the art we created for the channel will be available. I'm going to post a link, but the link to my wife's Etsy page is always in the description, so you could check that out. I don't really plug a lot of the stuff but this is brand new, and I was like, oh, I got to show it off. It looks awesome. Comfy t-shirt. You could put it on a long sleeve, variety of colors. I like the gray, but that's up to you. Now we get that out of the way. Tell me, Tim, what was your favorite moment on Tabletop Bob?
I was just looking through the comments on the YouTube really quick, and I got to go with honestly, like one of my top moments is when we were playing Keeping the Borderlands, and we came across that hermit. And normally I'm very wary of NPCs, but I was like, I trust this hermit implicitly with my life 100%. And immediately he got our faithful pole carrier killed, and I was like, this is why I have trust issues.
Yes, Zeb, poor Zeb. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good moment. A moment where your character really it was still relatively new at the time. Eric Lavernus was like broken. He was broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Michelle, what about you? You're up.
Hmm. I think in game, I really enjoyed your portrayal of the character. I think they were called Lulu in Descent
Mm,
into Avernus.
the
I,
elephant.
is that name?
Yes. Yeah, the golden
Yes,
elephant.
exactly. The little flying golden elephant. Oh my gosh, your Lulu was amazing. Just so charming, so endearing,
Thank you.
and so like OP at the same time. So just anything that had Lulu in it, I was just like immediately it made my day. So I would
Yeah.
have to say that.
Thank you. Big fan of Lulu. I
Yes.
agree.
Yes.
And Andrew, your favorite, of course, is every episode of Curse of Strahd.
No, actually, my favorite is when
Wow.
Elias Dawnstrider got a nat 20 and killed Zardarok in one laser shot.
Oh yeah, with the the laser rifle.
If
Yeah.
you
Cemented my belief in Lathander.
if you picked me to go before him, I was gonna say just make sure you let Andrew go first because I want to make sure we don't have the same favorite moment.
Oh no, was that it?
It was.
Oh, look at this. The Icewind Dale representation here. I like it.
Wait,
like
so I'm actually gonna go. I don't remember the name of the episode. Maybe you remember the name of the episode. I'm gonna go
Oh
a little
God.
off because I'm gonna pick a moment of a show that I wasn't even in.
Mm.
Um, it's not really it's kind of a moment. It was from Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I think it was like episode 6 or 7.
Mm.
And it was when Boomy and Siggy were basically just like acting like kids the entire time and pissing pissing the other members off. Certainly Quentin. And I believe that they ate mushrooms in the
Oh
episode.
yeah, yeah. Dasha and Christian. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes. It wasn't mushrooms. It was candy that's grown in the
Yeah,
Feywild, which has
That's what it was. Yes.
it was like
Yes.
lollipops growing out of the ground, or candy canes, or licorice, or something like that, and they ate it. Yeah.
So that and basically everything that happened post eating candy was
Yeah.
certainly my favorite moment.
Listen,
in,
you gotta be
that
careful what you
campaign.
eat in the Feywild. You know.
It's really funny. So if you haven't checked that out, I really recommend going back and watching that episode and maybe the whole campaign.
Nice, thank you, Stefano. That was a good one, and also a lot of Witchlight crew featured in this current chapter of Vecna Eve of Ruin.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. So check it out. We're going to get started right now because we got started a little late. It's just past 9, so let's get into the game. Last time we played, we had a doozy of a battle with the werewolves at the tower, Rictavio's tower, and it looked like the group was actually doing very well. I think most of the werewolves have been either defeated or are really weakened at this point. It looks good, and it seems like help has arrived. A unknown figure riding a horse into battle is attack the werewolves is coming to attack the werewolves and defend you and the tower. So we're going to jump right into combat. We're going to go right into grayscale. I just have to drop that. There we go. Perfect. So let's begin. Are you all on roll 20?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Let's switch over now. And now. Oh dear. Black. I'll figure it out, everybody. We got it. We'll figure this out. I'm sure it's
Are you at the top of the map? Is that why it's black?
you know, I don't know.
It's a pretty big map. There's a
Yeah, we're
lot
down
of
at
black
the
on the top. You got to scroll all the way down.
bottom right corner.
There we go.
Ah.
There we go. Okay, let's do it. Let's jump in and I'll play some music. We are in combat. But because it was so long ago, let's just go through a quick little list of where we're at, hit point wise, what we've used so far, and obviously you see there's some area of effect spells like darkness and such. So Stefano, what's going on with Canas right now?
Canas is doing pretty good. We're at full, and we have 8 temporary hit points. I have used one of my 2 spell slots on the darkness spell, and I am currently standing in the middle of it, planning to continue to Eldritch Blast these things from the darkness.
Gotcha. That's
and
I know the viewers can't see it, but the yellow circle, right?
Yeah, and I do have Elven Accuracy, so it gives me triple advantage.
Cool. Let's go to Rufus.
I have 37 of 52 hit points. I've used all my spells except for one first level slot, and I still got my Channel Divinity, but I went in pretty hard at these werewolves, so
And you also have
used a lot of stuff up.
you also have a suit of armor that you're commanding, correct?
Oh, right, yeah.
I believe
My
it was
suit of
the
armor, yeah.
yeah, it was the whoops. It was the suit of armor that was in Rictavio's tower on the 4th floor that you found the control to.
Right, I'm
it's
trying
now
to protect myself with that.
exactly. Irina is next to you, fighting in the fray with her silver short sword. We have Camilla, who's been dashing in and out using her roguish abilities to avoid getting hit. And let's jump over to Dione. I think you're in the tower, right?
Yes, I'm up in the tower with,
With Yevgeny.
yes, of course, Yevgeny, whose name I would never forget. Thank you.
That's right.
Yes, Yevgeny and I are up in the tower shooting our silvered arrows. HP wise, I'm at 35 out of 37, so pretty fresh. I have all my spell slots, and he gave me 9, 10 silvered arrows, of which I have used 3.
Nice. And Yevgeny is enjoying shooting down at these werewolves a little too much for Dione's comfort, right? Would you agree?
Dione's very, very uncomfortable with the whole thing, and it's like twisting her heart to watch this whole scene and the werewolves being just like chopped down like brutes.
Mhm.
She hates it.
Yep. And down here in the middle, near the burning wagon and the darkness, is Laurent LeMaire. Laurent.
Of course. Right in the heat of things, so to speak. I'm at 36 out of 47 hit points, and I've got about a third of my spells left, but mostly at the lower levels. I burned most of my high level ones. I have like 1 or 2 level 2 and level 3 spells, but we're getting a little bit nervous here. I'm not gonna lie.
Fair enough. All right, so let's dive in. You know what? Let's roll initiative again, because I don't have the old initiatives written down. So let's do it real quick, and we'll jump in. I'll do the werewolves and Esmeralda.
Oof.
All right, looks like we've got Laurent at 6. We've got
Yes.
Dione at 8, Rufus at 7, 6, 7, 8, and Canas at 10. Luckily for you all, the werewolves rolled a 2 on the die, so Canas, you're going first.
Great. All right. Do you know what this little mark on the werewolf near Laurent is?
Of course I do. I just gave them different insignias so that they could be differentiated when you called them out.
Got it. Great. So I'm going to start by attacking Ninja Werewolf. Because that's what that sign means, right? He's a
Yep.
ninja.
Yep,
Great.
that's it. Exactly. You got it.
So I will Eldritch Blast him.
Oh,
So far, it's a 23.
Ninja Wolf is hit. Go ahead.
I will re-roll the 7 just in case to see if I get
See
a
if you
crit.
get a crit. Yep, why not?
I don't. All right. So Eldritch Blast. Oh, wait. I have to roll twice. Well, all right. Well, first Eldritch Blast is 9 force damage on this werewolf.
Sweet. And again, you notice that some of it, they're due to their werewolf damage resistance. It's not all going through, even though it is magical damage. All right.
Second
Second
blast.
one. Let's do it.
So far, it's a 20.
That'll hit.
Oops.
Still a 20.
Now it's a. There. Yeah. That one will 5 force damage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's going through, little by little. Anything
All right.
else?
Yes, I will have Yune attack this creature with a sting.
Go for it, Yune.
And because Yune has Devil Sight as well, Yune will have advantage. I don't know why I'm double rolling or triple rolling.
Just take the first. Looks like a
well,
crit,
the
right?
first one is a crit.
Yep. Now
Great.
this is This is big damage for the imp.
Yeah. So that's going to do 1d4 plus 3. I got a 4 plus 3, so that'll do 7. And I'll add a d4 for the crit. So that's another 3. So that'll be 10 magical damage.
Mm-hmm. And the poison?
And the poison, it's a con of 13.
Succeeds.
Okay, I do believe it still takes half, so or whatever it would be. So half of 9, which is 4, minus whatever it is.
You roll extra dice though for that for the crit.
Oh my god!
It's 66, not 3d6. Yeah.
Okay,
Hey.
so 21 total.
So 21 total.
Becomes 10. Becomes whatever it becomes.
They're not cutting it in half. Oh, yeah, because they passed. You're right. Yeah.
Yes, so it gets cut in half because of the pass, and then.
I got you. Don't get choked up, Stefano. I got it.
Okay.
Don't worry. I got it. All right. So
Alright, so
that was
stop.
huge damage from Yune, huh?
Yeah.
All right. I like it. Anything else
Let's
from you?
go. That's it.
Okay. We'll jump down to Dione. Rufus is on deck.
Okay, 2 quick questions. Do all these werewolves look effectively identical, or do any of them look weaker than the others?
I mean, at a glance, I like to use the bloodied condition. Right now, actually, the ninja werewolf was just bloodied, so I'll put a little symbol next to him. The others are at various states of being hit, but most look much healthier.
Okay, gotcha. And then another quick question. Would you say that this is representative of the actual distance between myself and the wolves? Or am I like...
No, you're much closer.
Yeah.
You're at the window, so it would be more like aim it from the building, the start of the building.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Dione's brewing up some ideas. But for now, I'm just gonna keep on shooting with my crossbow and silvered arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And last time, Yevgeny and Dione were just like, exchanging terse words. But now Dione has fallen silent, and she's just like refusing to look at Yevgeny as he like enjoys the murdering. So a 22 hits.
It does.
Okay. Cool.
You will get sneak attack because you have a friend next to.
Sweet. All right. Nice. Okay. So we have, and this is a silvered arrow. So this is a total of 28 damage, including sneak attack.
Whoa.
Oof.
Is that right?
Oh wait, no, I'm so sorry. Sneak attack was already included. I don't give D&D Beyond enough credit.
17
Okay.
was the total, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
apologies. 17 was the total.
Yep. And since it's silvered, it goes through like a hot knife through werewolf skin.
Ugh, Downey shudders with horror.
That's a solid hit. Still not bloodied, but we got a lot more to go here. Anything else from Dione as you reload your crossbow?
Do I have enough capacity to take out my rope and just like pile it or coil it next to my feet for now?
I'm okay with you just taking the rope out and dropping it. That's not a big
Toss
deal.
it out on the ground. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. So that's all for me.
Rufus.
Can the robot go first?
Yeah, it's your choice. I let it go on your initiative.
Yeah, it wants to smash this one in the middle.
Okay. Robot smash. All right, let me whoops. Ah. Oh no. Everything is falling apart here. Misclicks. This doesn't happen when you have regular dice, you know what I mean? All right, slam. A 12 that misses, unfortunately, this werewolf here. It has 2 attacks, though, so it'll slam again. For even worse, a 7. Unfortunately, your armor this time falls flat. Anything from Rufus?
No, I'm going to attack the same one with my longsword
Go for it.
for a 16 to hit.
That'll connect.
On my notes, I have I'm like, I think I was -1 or 2 to hit, but a D4 bardic inspiration to use and +4 damage for 1 minute for some reason. Or should we just reset it and go from nothing?
No, that's for your fear effect. Remember?
Yeah, right.
So it's 1d4 extra damage, but the you have minus. I think it is -2 to hit.
Yeah.
The 14 still hits though.
Okay, so here's the damage.
Mhm.
Oh, that's the wrong one. Ignore that. The long sword damage. Here we go. Get 6 slashing damage plus D4, right?
Yep.
And then I'm going to smite that
Ooh.
for 2d8. So 6, 9 plus 11 is 20 damage.
Sick.
And the spirit of the Gwaindire comes rushing into me. And I recover as I channel my divinity. I get 2d8, so 5 plus my level, so I get 11 hit points back, which I shall give to myself.
Sweet.
And then I'm going to slash it again with the long sword.
And this is, of course, the Burgomaster's sword from the village, and
yes.
it ignores the damage resistance.
So I get 27 to hit, so I
Ooh,
guess that
that's gonna hit.
hits.
Yeah, this thing is bloodied too. I forgot to tell you.
So 7 plus d4. A total of 8 slashing damage.
Okay, nice. This one's hanging on by a thread.
But I'm out of spell slots and divinity and
Ooh.
pretty much everything.
All
Yikes.
right. Okay. All
But-
right.
You can't use them when you're dead, can you?
That's right. Laurent.
Oh. All right, I'm going to the one right in front of me. I'm going to try and Eldritch Blast it.
If you stay there, though, you will have disadvantage in the attack because it's next to you.
And you're in darkness.
And I'm in
you're in
darkness, which are 2 reasons I should consider doing something else. Can I use? No matter what, I'm gonna have disadvantage, right? Even though it's right in front of me. Even if I use like a physical, like a rapier, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could shimmy around.
That's not. I can't attack it without disadvantage. Can I like step away from it and not get opportunity attack? Because the start.
If you go right there, you can attack it because you're not in darkness.
Yeah, we'll do that. That works. So we'll stick with the Eldritch Blast then.
You still get disadvantage because it's a ranged attack, but you could step aside and shoot.
Can I do the Eldritch Blast at the one in front of Rufus that he was just attacking?
Anytime that there's an enemy within 5 feet of you, when you do an attack that's ranged, it is disadvantage.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
okay.
something I didn't even know until
yeah,
recently.
that's a new one for me. Okay, ignore that last Eldritch Blast. Rapier it is, which came out better anyway.
Oh, hell yeah.
21 to hit,
That connects.
and then 8 piercing damage.
I gotcha.
And then can I use my bonus action because I'm a bard and I do bard things to give Rufus bardic inspiration?
Definitely. hmm
Wow.
Finally
I didn't
dealing
even
them
know
out.
that was possible.
I got this bard thing down on lock. Don't worry, guys.
All right, let's jump
Best
over
bard
to
ever.
the NPCs. So we'll start with Irina, who's going to swing at the werewolf that Rufus hit. She swings and gets a nat 20.
Heck yeah.
And Irina is going to do this one in on her own with her silvered short sword, and then she will retreat just a little bit towards the wagon. And then Camilla is going to seize this opportunity. She sees Laurent almost killing this thing, so she'll run in and try to finish it off. And she connects, and that'll give her sneak attack, so she'll have... Yep, and she'll finish the ninja wolf off with her sneak attack as she plunges her dagger right into the back of this werewolf. It howls into the sky before going down, slumping on the floor. And then there was Esmeralda.
Dione involuntarily lets out a little howl in response. You can't resist the howl, you know.
Poor Dione. Yeah, this must hurt here. She draws a silvered short sword herself and gets a critical hit on this one as she charges in. Wow, look at this. All right, so she's going to do a nice chunk of damage to this werewolf with her short sword. And she'll swing again. For a 18 again to hit and 9 additional damage. All right. And she calls out to Rufus from the top of the horse. She says, "You fight well." She says, "You need a silvered weapon."
Thank you. I need some armor as well.
She doesn't look like she carries armor. She's not wearing much armor, maybe just a leather or something like that, or padded clothing. But she does hold out to you a silver dagger, kind of like offering it to you. But until we can interact, that'll be just her offering. We'll jump down to the werewolves themselves. Oh, Yevgeny, let me show you how to do this. And he plinks another one down here into the werewolf that's next to the helmed horror. In fact, if there was a head inside the helmed horror, or the animated armor, excuse me, if there was a head in the place of where the head would be, a bolt would have went right through it. It pings the werewolf for a total of not that much, actually. Just some 5 damage, but it is all going through. Okay, we go to the werewolves themselves. The werewolves at this point are going to flee the scene. Rufus, you can take an attack of opportunity. Esmeralda will. Don't know if the animated armor can. I'm going to go ahead and say that the animated armor cannot. Because it kind of works on your command. I'm going to say it can't. But Rufus,
I hit.
Go for it.
Looks like 12 damage.
12. Okay, good. Excellent. And Esmeralda will take one swing as well. And they're going to double move all the way out of here. She'll hit for 5. Okay, great. They're going to double move and hightail it out of there. They have a high speed. Dione, you and Evgeny can still shoot at disadvantage once they move. But at this point, though, Esmeralda actually, she sees maybe some of you moving. Camilla maybe like really wanting to take advantage and pounce on this opportunity now that they've retreated. But Esmeralda waves her hand in the air at all of you, and she says, "Let them go," in a whispered voice. "Let them go. It'll be better for us." Do you agree with this?
I do. I'll come back up to her.
Okay, great. Then Yep, Dione, go ahead.
Dione, so the whole idea that Dione was coming up with the rope was to try and like lasso one of them. Like the idea was like once there's only one left standing and the others are dead, she wanted to try and like tie one up and be like, "All right, man, like we got some questions for you."
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, but you would be too far away to do that.
So at this point, way too far, okay?
Yeah.
Right.
As I walk across to Esmeralda, I like plunge my sword into the 2 corpses at my feet, making sure they're dead.
Nice.
You can see I'm disgusted by this, but I do it anyway.
I have 150 feet of range on my attack. Would I just be able to throw some blasts out as they're escaping?
No doubt you could, although Esmeralda actually did say to leave. Now, I was going to say Yevgeny probably won't either hear this nor follow the command, and will plink another bolt at disadvantage. So we'll shoot one more for Yevgeny, which is going to actually hit. It will not be able to kill one, but the one that Esmeralda hit will take an additional 5. If you'd like to do it, you can. So,
I'll probably. Maybe I won't.
okay.
Maybe I'll misfire on purpose.
Oh, okay. Bam! Take that. You never come back.
Yeah, so that they just see 2 beams just shoot past them.
Cool. All right, Esmeralda, side saddles her horse, eventually puts some weapons away, and then when she feels good and ready, hops down to the wet ground with spilled werewolf blood. Esmeralda introduces herself. My name is Esmeralda de Avenir. Who are you? Why are you here? And what happened to my wagon?
These are great questions you're asking. They're really important questions. And we definitely have an answer for you.
Go on. Tell me.
I'll step out of the darkness. I'll have Yune also come out of the darkness.
Sure, yeah.
You see, we were trying to get into the tower, where we were told to meet somebody. And we were looking through your wagon, and believe it or not, it just exploded.
You exploded my wagon?
No. Your wagon exploded by itself. We were simply seeing if it was related to the tower in some way.
Mm-hmm.
You see the expression on her face go from like sort of a compatriot, a fellow warrior, to then all of a sudden like souring face, almost like her lips purse into a frown. And I'll describe her to you. She is a rather tall woman. She's human. She has dark hair. She's very much in the same clothing style of the Vistani. She kind of looks like, she could be your sister, probably, Laurent. Like she looks like that. She's wearing that leather coat that you can see here. She has weapons all along her body, sheathed in her boot and stuff like that. And she also has a very noticeable prosthetic right leg.
That's what.
You were snooping through my wagon.
We were told to meet someone at the tower, and you left the
we-
wagon unattended.
We thought that the wagon was related to getting inside of the tower.
Maybe you didn't think that you weren't supposed to be in the tower.
We were invited to the
By?
tower.
Who invited you?
The man who lives in the tower.
And who might that be?
Listen, we just met you.
And I just met you, and you blew up my wagon.
Is it
All right,
not
on the count of 3, we both say the person's name. 1, 2, 3.
Rictavio.
She doesn't say a word,
He
but
doesn't say it.
yeah, she doesn't actually. She says, "I don't have time for these games. Where is Rictavio?"
We have
That's
not
what we
seen-
were looking for when your wagon again spontaneously blew up without our interference.
At this point, Dione and Yevgeny will get out of the tower. I think it'd take you just a minute or so to get downstairs. The golems that raise that little thing up and down, they're kind of slow. So, but you eventually get out, and she meets you as well. She's not hostile towards you, but you can tell she's really peeved. That wagon, she says, that wagon had many resources that we could have used, that I needed. She runs her hand through her hair and she says, "Drat. That's what drew the attention, the noise. It was the wagon, wasn't it?"
It was. It made a very loud noise.
It was quite dangerous.
We
To be
got
fair,
hurt.
you left a lot of explosives just in a wagon. It seems, not totally responsible.
Yes, the intention is if someone was trying to steal from me that they would be killed.
It almost worked.
Oh no, it doesn't seem that bright, being as you wanted them to not take your things and you blew up all your things.
How did you get into the tower? She changed the subject quickly.
I just point to my brain.
Is Dione actually doing the movements that Michelle's doing?
Recreating the dance.
Dione's just standing in the back. Like,
She's like, "You did the YMCA? What? How?"
You see, our group name is no longer the Grayscale Gang. We're in fact the Village People.
The village of Barovia people.
The Barovian village people.
So let me get this straight. Rictavio invited you here. You were told the password to get into the tower, yet you felt the need to break into someone's wagon that was parked right out front?
Well, we couldn't get into the tower right away. We were still trying to figure it out, and we thought it might be related to the tower. Again, not totally responsible on your part. Unattended wagon, explosives, inside of a locked tower. It seemed like the logical thing to do.
Give me a persuasion check, Tim.
Oh no. At 11?
11. She says, well, what's done is done, I guess. Now I'll have to figure out how we can find the trail again. Good thing we left them alive. She looks at each of you kind of sternly. She's like looking at Yevgeny, who threw out that last shot. Because now I can track them. I believe
Why'd you
maybe...
to track them.
Well, I came here looking for Rictavio, too. I don't know who you are or what association you have with him, but the man that you know as Rictavio is a friend of mine, and I'm looking for him. I came here. I saw the prints. She looks all over. Of course, there's new prints of all the tracks from everybody right now. But she says, I saw the tracks. It seemed like werewolves must be in the vicinity, and tried to seek them out. I was doing a good job following the trail till they were distracted by some noise in the distance. And that led us back here.
If Rictavio's a friend of yours, then why don't you have the password?
She looks sternly at you. She says, there's no time for these small, trivial details. We have to find Rictavio.
And I will, following the werewolves, help you to find Rictavio.
It's a long shot, but I doubt he would have been captured by werewolves. But you never know. Ambushed, surprised?
I'm not really keen on following a bunch of werewolves into the woods.
Ah,
We were going to go to Krezk. Would you like to come with us to Krezk instead?
I have no business in Krezk. I must find Rictavio, with or without your help.
Well, tell us. Have you ever heard of a drowned city?
A drowned city?
A dead village drowned by a river, ruled by one who has brought evil into this world.
What is this? Trivia?
Okay, well, if you don't know, you don't know.
What place do you speak of?
We don't know. It's a riddle told to us by Madame Ava, the Vistani woman.
Her one eyebrow perks up quite a bit. Kind of like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. She's like, Oh, you met with Madame Ava, have you?
We have.
Well, good for you on your wild goose chases. Now, I must be going. I mustn't waste any time. Good luck on your quest. She tosses you a silver dagger, Rufus.
Oh,
This
I'll
may
catch it.
comfort you when the hounds come at night.
Thank you.
Perhaps our paths will cross again. If you see Rictavio, tell him Esmeralda has been looking for him.
Okay.
We will pass along the message.
She jumps back on her horse. The horse kind of whinnies a bit. She whips the reins, and the horse takes off down the long causeway.
From the back, I notice. Oh wow! From this angle, she almost looks like a centaur.
For those of you who don't remember, we were logging on. The token of Esmeralda was like conveniently. Look at this. Here. It's something that I think Stefano noticed. We were talking about it. Just the way the token was positioned, kind of looked like she was the head of the horse.
Sorry.
Anyway, that was good. It was all good. All right, so Esmeralda rides off into the distance, and she's gone. Yevgeny says, we should be going to Krezk if we plan to get there safely. There may be more creatures that are drawn to this noise and the light.
I agree.
Did we did not get a chance to take a rest in this tower, did we?
No, but you could in theory. I mean, I guess you do, but Yevgeny also said they might not be the only creatures.
We just fought our way out, so the more would not come. We need to leave now.
What about a short rest?
I did not find the
Yeah.
way out.
I
We
think
can
the
rest
leader was
on the
supposed
trail.
to come right back, right?
What if
Sorry.
they return in greater numbers?
Yes,
Well,
the sand people are easily startled.
Esmeralda seems to be tracking them,
That
and
is
not
true.
and one woman tracking a whole bunch of werewolves. She does not seem to be very concerned.
Camilla
Aren't
says,
you injured, Rufus?
The Gwain Lord healed me.
Camilla says, wow, that lady sure was spectacular on that horse, wasn't she?
Considering she only has one leg.
Yeah, I noticed that. She's very nimble.
Well, I am disappointed that our trip to this tower yielded nothing.
I have my robot friend.
Yeah, and Irina says, and we did find a strange head. Maybe that will come into play later.
Mhm.
But I
Did
agree
we
with
take the
Yevgeny.
head? Oh, sorry.
I was just saying, I agree with Yevgeny. Dione, continue.
Did we bring the head with us? Is it still up there? I can go get it. Like, do we
Yeah.
have it with us?
You can grab it, yeah. Mhm.
Why
Okay,
would-
Dione shuffles back in and grabs the head and then comes back out.
Why would we bring a severed head that we know nothing about with us?
Well, who is it? Who decided that this person is important enough to preserve the head? You never know.
I suppose. Seems odd bringing a severed head to Krezk.
Dione just stuffs the head into her pack. Okay, ready.
I mean, should we bring this body of a werewolf that we slayed to Krezk as well?
Oh no, that did not come in a box. I don't care.
Only if it's
Oh.
gift wrapped. You're going to bring it with you.
All right. Well, does the head smell?
Does it actually?
I'm
Like
asking
if I
Bob.
Yes,
if I
it's-
use my werewolf smell, then does it?
It has a scent, actually, I believe, of lavender.
Oh,
Right.
well,
It was like a magical. I think somebody did an Arcana check on it that it's a prestidigitation or some sort of preservation. I forget it. I could find it, but it's a little note.
well, I suppose we can use it as incense on the road.
Keep away bad spirits, bad juju.
Yes, let us be going.
Yes, a
Not
severed
waste any more
head.
time. We can rest for your precious spells on the road.
Very well.
All right. We'll do a quick rest, a short rest, which our rules is 15 minutes. House rules you can check down below in the link. So if you want to check those out, we've been using them for the last, these 2 seasons. We'll take a short rest on the road, but if you want to go there, I would say, by it's nighttime, so we could say by dawn you could get to Krezk for sure.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Everybody good with that?
Yep.
Great. That was a quick trip.
D&D, the only game where combat can take an hour and a half and a 6-mile trip could take 10 seconds. There we go.
The only game where Bob's like, well, I wanted to do the travel, but we lost the week.
No, it's good. It's actually good. The trip is relatively quick because Yevgeny knows the way, and you only rested for the 15 minutes or so. So you travel throughout the night, and you are going to be tired when you get there. You will need to rest when you get there to avoid exhaustion. But within the city, the town walls, like Valaki, it was all safe, right? Everything was good
Yeah.
within the
sure.
walls.
Yes. Yes, it was.
All right. So here we go. I'm going to switch us to... I'll switch us to the Roll20 in 1 second. Let me give you the description before I actually turn into anything here. So the old Svalich Road that you've been traveling on here goes pretty much as far west as you can see on the map. And when you get to the gatehouse, which you can see in the distance, the air is a bit colder. It's the morning, so it's chilly, but you notice that it actually feels like maybe there's almost a higher elevation. It's kind of progressed throughout your journey. and you feel that. You can see in the distance beyond the walled settlement that there are 2 square towers with peaked roofs that flank a stone archway. You can see a set of 12-foot tall iron-bound wooden doors. Carved into the arch above the doors is the name Krezk, Krezk. The walls extend from the gatehouse the walls that extend from the gatehouse are 20 feet high, so a rather large wall. At atop the parapet, you can see 4 figures wearing fur hats and clutching spears. They watch you nervously as you approach.
Is it noticeably colder than anywhere we've been? Like, is the fur hats for it being chilly, or is it just a stylistic choice?
No, it's chilly. I mean, it's not when I'm not talking about like you're in Icewind Dale now, but it's it's a brisk morning. It's for warmth for sure.
Okay.
The guards up top call down to you. Who are you? State your business. You can see the man adjacent to the caller gripping his spear tightly.
We are the Grayscale Gang. Slayers of werewolves and evil creatures alike. We would like to enter your town of Krezk.
And that dude waves a hand kind of like this in the air, kind of swirls it around, and you can see archers approach from the sides, bows in their hands. Not, knocking arrows, but they're ready. So there's 4 guards now, like I said, in the vision, in your vision. You said you're hunters of creatures?
Evil creatures. We hunt evil creatures in particular.
Certainly. We had encountered many on the road. We would love to have a rest in your town.
All right, well, you understand that Krezk is a peaceful village. That none of the people here are looking for any sort of trouble from outsiders. We want to keep these walls and gates secure. If we have to kick you out, you're out permanently.
That is understood.
We love peace. Everywhere we go, we encourage peaceful everything.
The burgomaster, Dmitry Krezkov, is the ruler here. His word is law. Any tomfoolery will be dealt with swiftly. We are fair, but we are just. We are strong, but we are just. He mumbles that as bad as I did, but yeah.
These 4 do not seem very strong. They seem afraid.
Yes.
Don't worry. We are just like you. We have nothing to fear from us.
And Irina says, and we're here with a child. She points to Camilla. Camilla has her cloak up and puppy dog eyes. She's like, please, sir, let us in. It's cold. Camilla makes a deception check. Yeah, she got all right. 10. The guard says, all right, but remember, no violence. Follow the rules.
Do you have the rules posted anywhere?
I listed them to you.
Oh.
No thievery, no violence.
Vallaki had them posted.
The doors start to open. You may enter. Inside, you can see, now that the morning is coming in, it's really still early morning. Like, it would just be dawn. There's no sun in the distance, obviously, but it would be just the crack of dawn at this point. So mist is still kind of hanging in the air. But you notice that as the mist is clearing in the village, just beyond the walls to to the west, you can see a very large wall of mist that really is reminiscent to the first day that you came to Barovia. The thick mist that kind of walled you in, that pushed you further west. Well, now it seems you have met the dead end of the mist on the opposite side of Barovia. You also can see in the distance, there's humble wooden cottages dirt roads that stretch between each. There's a little bit of snow actually dusting the pine trees in this village and in the area. So many trees, in fact, as to constitute somewhat of a forest. It starts here in the village. They must have built around and cleared some area, but north and west of this, massively dense forest. You can see the people here are relatively plain clothed. They look rather timid when they stare at you. They kind of look like they're seeing some sort of an outsider. You got this kind of everywhere you went, but they don't resemble the fearfulness of the people in the village of Barovia. That's probably the biggest difference. They do look a little more happy. They're not looking at Castle Ravenloft every day. So they're kind of in a more pleasant mood. There are chickens that run about, pigs as well, and it actually seems like they have a plentiful amount of food. You also notice as you pass through one of the cottages that there's an older man. He's got a cloak up, but he's out early tending his garden. And he looks at you, but this time there's no timidness. In fact, looks more like analyzing. This person is analyzing you.
Hello.
You want to approach?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Let's see. Who's here? Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Oh, someone's here.
There's someone here. Who is this person?
It's Bob.
The Phantom Bob.
Reveal yourself, person. Oh my god.
Hello.
I
It's
love
Dasha.
Hey guys.
You're low
Hi.
volume though, Dasha.
Can you hear me now? Is that
A
better?
little bit.
What is your favorite Tabletop Bob moment?
So many moments.
How's it going?
It's going well. Bet you guys
wild-
didn't expect to run into me here tonight.
No.
A wild Dasha appeared.
A wild Dasha appeared in her natural habitat, of course.
So
It's
really
okay.
quick.
I'm gonna kill you in this campaign too.
There we go. Stefano, Canas walks over to the individual who's tending to their garden, and you say, "What?"
I was just like, hello.
Yeah, so this individual, this old man, it looks like he's doing some work in his garden. He's up early. He's got a shovel. Perhaps he's weeding, trying to get out like the roots of the very stubborn weeds that are encroaching on his garden space. There's maybe some root vegetables growing, beets, potatoes, and the start of some flowers, some lavender. There's some bees starting to buzz around in the early morning. And as you approach him, he straightens up and kind of slings the shovel kind of over his shoulder. Not in a threatening way, but he's holding it up in front of him and kind of just glares at you suspiciously.
I gesture to the group. Do you like what you see? You seemed to be eyeing us quite intensely.
I recall that this severed head in my bag smells of lavender, and I notice that he is also growing lavender, and so I stare at him equally suspiciously in return.
He looks at all of you intently before answering, kind of his gaze pausing on each member of the party. Quickly moving on. When he gets to Laurent, he kind of looks, frowns, shakes his head, and looks away. And
Racist.
and he says in kind of a gruff voice, early morning, maybe he's still waking up, hasn't had his morning tea or coffee, but I don't know what it was about my gaze that made you think I was approving of you. Simply making sure you don't do anything you're not supposed to.
All we're doing is walking.
We've been told explicitly there's no tomfoolery in Krezk.
Good. The burgomaster is strict about such things. More strict, perhaps, than the other towns. What is your business here?
Well,
We're looking for a miracle worker, actually.
the abbot.
The old man's eyes widen a little bit as you mention the abbot and the miracle worker. What have you heard of this man? Why do you seek him?
We were told by some other government officials in a different town in Vallaki that this miracle worker might be able to help us, and that they might have powers that would be intriguing and potentially useful to our journey in Barovia.
I don't know what your journey is, but I fear you will be sorely disappointed. The abbot has not worked his miracles for years now, decades. In fact, he hasn't appeared at all. He's still there. He's in his abbey. But no one has seen any sign of him. I can take you there.
How do you know he's there, then?
Oh, the lights, they flicker. I see smoke coming out of the chimneys on the cold nights. It's inhabited.
What is your name, good sir? I am Canas.
It's nice to meet you, Canas. And the rest of you?
My name is
Rufus
Irina.
Gwaindire.
Everybody speaks at the same time.
Okay.
And I'm Camilla.
He'll give a little bow to the ladies, Irina, Camilla. He'll reach out his hand to shake all the, I guess, the grown-up members of the party. Yeah,
Camilla-
just bow to Camilla. Camilla's the child.
Camilla's our squire.
She's. I see.
You can have her if you want.
He hasn't smiled at anyone, but he'll smile at Camilla and give her a little bow, and the rest of you, he'll put down his shovel, kind of dust the dirt off his hands. They look like hardworking hands, like calloused hands. He's a man that works his garden. Shake each of your hands. I can't say it's nice to meet you. It's never nice to discover new people have come to this land and may not be able to leave, but I can take you to the Abbey. My name is Arel.
Oh,
Camilla, you would love
boy.
it here. Arel's got a garden. This seems like the perfect place for you to stay.
I'm not staying here.
Oh my God, you're old.
Arel looks at Camilla and says, I'm sure your squire is capable, but I have not the means of raising a child. I'm sorry. She cannot stay here. It's
Yeah.
best she go with you, and I'll help you if I can, but again, I fear you will be very disappointed in what you find at the Abbey.
Spoiled again.
Irina says to you, now, Canas, it's not nice to talk about someone's age that way.
No, that was Stefano.
Canas, it's not nice of you to stare and gawk at someone's old age.
Well,
Plus, how old are you, good sir? You don't look much more than 40? 50?
That's kind of you. The years go so fast, I have forgotten, but you flatter me.
Camilla says,
He
so
definitely-
today might be your
he-
birthday.
all right, somebody put
Could
this
be.
in the timeline of Tabletop Bob. Actually, you know what? I'm
Damn.
sure Dasha already did it. Nobody has to make
All
a
up here.
timeline.
It's all up
Nobody
here.
has to make a timeline.
Uh,
It's like, you know what? When the Zelda timeline came out, Dasha's gonna print the Tabletop Bob campaign timeline.
Yeah,
That's it.
down in the description below. He does look like he's in his 50s, maybe 60s. He looks strong, but perhaps he has been weathered and aged by stress or just life experiences. His face is lined. He has some frown lines there for sure. Yeah. Aged but strong still.
Irina says, maybe it's best if we talk to the burgomaster here. I believe he was a friend of my father's.
Who was your father? Perhaps I can make an introduction. The burgomaster is a cautious man, as he should be in this realm, but I'm sure I can bring you to him and introduce you.
My father was Kolyan Indirovich, the burgomaster of the village of Barovia. I believe they knew each other in their youth and were friends before my father committed to staying in the village.
When Arel hears the name, he'll do a little double take and look at her a little bit more intently. And then shake his head and say, I thought you looked a little familiar. Your father was once a great friend of mine. He saved my life. I will gladly take you to the burgomaster here. I'm sure an introduction is more than appropriate. And he'll bow to Irina deeply.
She bows as well, and then she whispers to Rufus, she goes, should I tell her that I'm adopted?
Arel, you've been in Barovia many years. You came here like us.
I came here, I assume like you, stumbled through the mists, though with perhaps a bit more purpose than many who end up here.
Have you ever heard of a dead village drowned by a river, ruled by one who has brought great evil into this world?
Would Arel have heard of this village?
Probably.
Arel will nod to the affirmative.
Dasha's like, what do
So
I
it's like,
say?
Arel has heard of this village, but Dasha has not heard of this village. Arel will nod. and
I
say,
would say you probably know of it, the swamps of Berez, which are to the south, but you've never been there.
Oh, okay. So, I have heard of such a place. The swamps south of Krezk perhaps could fit that description, but I have not traveled there myself.
And Yevgeny says, before we do anything, where is the tavern? I need some refreshment. And he looks around. There is no tavern in Krezk. There is no, communal drinking areas, no bar or anything like that. Some people do rent... the government does rent some cottages if necessary to travelers, but there have been so few travelers to Krezk that it almost seems like a forgotten thing. But the poor Yevgeny looking around and realizing it's just basically a commune. There's all houses and farms. He's like, where are we? What is this place?
I've been remiss. I apologize. Please come in. I can offer you refreshment. And
All these years I bring
motion to his
people.
cottage.
All these years I've brought people to this village, never step foot inside.
Well, I hope I can bring you some small level of hospitality. Come in. I can offer you food and drink. And he will open the gate. I imagine he's been standing behind the closed little gate to his little garden, just looking over, and he'll open it, gesture them inside, and lead the way into the front door if they'll follow.
Okay.
What time is it? Is it late?
No, it's
Early.
crack of dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we saw Esmeralda leave from Van Richten's tower following the werewolves, do we know generally which direction she was heading?
She did go west. Same direction you went.
Okay, but definitely not, as far as we could tell, not southwest towards this swampy area.
Well,
From what we could see.
I can bring you to the map again. It's the bottom of the map. So
Oh,
you're
okay, so she went west to some degree, and we have no idea where she went.
it's
Okay.
actually further south than the Amber Temple.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really far. Okay, yeah.
I'm just double checking. I have the map literally right here, but I put a piece of paper on it. I'm just gonna take it down real quick. That's the Tabletop Bob new shirt. There we go. I did have a couple things on there. My sting bat from Shadow Dark and a piece of paper. Yes. So yeah, it's very far down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the bottom of the map. Yep.
Noted.
Quick question. Sorry to interrupt. From spending all that time
Maybe
in
not as far as
Octavio's
that.
tower, thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would Dione have a good sense now of what Rictavio smells like in the scent tracking sense?
Yeah, I could say so. Yep. Mm-hmm. He kind of smells like maybe his
Lions.
apartment smells like it's a very like woodsy scent. Maybe like
Okay.
a pine.
Sure.
Cedar.
Pine and
Cedar.
tobacco shaving cream. Oh, cedar. Okay.
Cedar.
All right. Cool.
Like a very masculine scented candle, you would say.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Cedar and sandalwood.
Okay, so then
Exactly.
like I'm gonna say just preemptively that Dione like committed that smell to memory like really intensely while they were in that tower. So if that smell is encountered subsequently, like she wants to kind of it'll like ping that part of her brain and she'll just recognize it
Yeah.
if the scent appears of
Yeah.
Octavio.
I think that's fair. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So so you enter into Arel's little cottage. What are you offering? Yevgeny wants something strong. Do you have any alcohol?
It's a very small, modest cottage, well kept, clean. There's a simple wooden table with some chairs, a cot in the corner. He'll rummage around in his supplies. He'll take out a hunk of cheese, some bread, and a jug of some liquid. And I'm sure Yevgeny gets really, really excited when he sees a big jug. And Arel starts pouring it out into some cups, and it is goat's milk. He's got a goat tied up around the back.
Ugh.
Some wholesome eating and drinking right here. He'll
I
pour
guess-
you each a glass and pass it around.
I guess the Wizard of the Wines has affected you too, huh?
Yes, there has been a shortage recently. I cannot offer that kind of refreshment. Maybe some other in this town can. I do not imbibe myself. I drink this. It keeps me strong and healthy.
To
Well,
each
I'll
their
offer
own.
him the goat's milk.
New village, new friends. I suppose now is as good a time as any. And I'll pull out one of the bottles of wine.
Ooh.
The red. I'll pull out the red.
Wow.
Oh, you've been holding out on Yevgeny. He downs the goat milk, not wanting to waste anything, and then he'll ask for a refill of the wine.
Uh,
In the
Dione
same
will-
glass?
The same glass, little remnants of the milk still there.
we're living on the edge
Milky
now.
wine. Ugh.
Say I love milk and I love wine, but yeah, wow, what's the choice?
I'll pop open the wine. I'll pour Yevgeny some of the wine.
We call it a white Barovian.
I'm going to bed. Good night.
And
You can call me the dude.
I will just take a swig straight from the bottle, and then I'll put my hand out and offer it to anyone who would like to partake.
You put your cooties on it, and then you offer it to everybody.
It's either that or the
Diony's-
Wow.
milk wine.
Dione's not gonna
We're
take that
we're in
wine.
like Victorian era time, and you're worried about cooties from me drinking something.
Fair,
I'll
okay.
stick with-
You never passed a drink around while sitting around a fire?
I'll stick with the goat milk.
Mm.
Arel will kindly refuse and pass on the wine as well. He'll drink his milk.
Dione's actually gonna grab the bread and cheese, and she's gonna use prestidigitation to like warm up the cheese and melt it a little, and then like pour the melted cheese over the bread, and then like
Mm.
pass it out.
Like a
Oh.
raclette.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
love that.
we're living live here. Large.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Irina says,
I-
"Oh, good.
I offer it to Rufus.
The bottle.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I'll take some. Drink it down.
All right. So
And then I'll
While
drink
you're
all
all-
my goat's milk. We don't have goats in the Gwaindire.
No
I
goats."
met
Irina
quote.
says, "What?
They're just sheep and cows. We don't have goats.
So
Don't have the right kind of bush vegetation.
Irina says, Arel, is it?
Yes.
Thank you for your hospitality. We don't mean to intrude. We will be on our way as soon as we can. It's been a long night of traveling. You said that you are not from Barovia? You're from other places like the travelers here? Camilla and I were born here. I am from the village of Barovia, and she is from Vallaki, but you are not native.
That is correct. I came here long ago with my party, my friends, intentionally. I know many do not end up here by choice, but we knew what we were doing, and we came with a purpose. We reached our purpose, and I decided to stay to continue making sure our purpose was fulfilled.
Let me guess,
party
Camilla
left
says.
long ago.
Let me guess. Your friends all died.
No, not these friends. No, my party made it out of here safely, and
What?
when I know everything,
how?
we came with the goal or purpose of fighting the darkness that resides here, and we did so. We fought Strahd, and we won. We defeated him.
Irina's confused. She's like, what do you mean?
Strahd still exists.
As we would come to find out, we defeated him. My party all made it out, and the mists lifted. Seemed that we could go home. I chose to stay here in service of my god. And as he says, my god, he kind of looks up into the corner of his little cottage, and you'll notice that up there high on a shelf, it's a little dusty. Maybe hasn't been cleaned or touched in a while, but you'll see a wooden carving of a sun. I decided to stay here in service of my god and help these people rebuild, bring the light back to the village and the surrounding communities. I was very, and he'll laugh, chuckle to himself, I was very young, idealistic. I was a boy. All seemed to go well for a time, and then the mists came back. And we knew that Strahd was back. It seemed he had not been killed.
We
This
have
must-
seen this symbol before. It was the symbol of the Morning Lord.
Mhm.
He goes by many names. The Morning Lord here. I've heard him called Lathander. I call him Pelor.
Have you ever heard him called Lathander?
I have indeed. I met an adventurer long ago. He was a good man. And he'll laugh a little bit at that. And turning back to Irina, he'll say, your father actually was part of those early rebuilding efforts. I knew him. We were both young men together, and he was a good man, a good friend. Happy to meet his daughter, and I hope he is well. I know he is now the burgomaster of the town, the village. I hope you will pass on my regards to your father.
She looks at you and kind of down at the floor, and she says, unfortunately, my father passed recently.
I am sorry to hear that.
Thank you. It was no doubt an unfortunate event, one that I hope one day we can prevent from happening again. Strahd's minions assaulted our home. His heart couldn't take it.
A great loss, I'm sure. And forgive me if I'm wrong, but I believe you had a brother. I know it's been a long time since I spoke with your father, but I believe he had just had a newborn son last we last we made contact.
She looks down at the ground and she's like, "Excuse me, I need some air." And she gets up and walks to the door and opens it and steps outside.
Arel will look around at the party. I'm sorry, I hope I said nothing to offend. I did not mean to upset.
It only happened recently. The pain is still raw. But tell us, you defeated Strahd? How did you know how to do that? What can you tell us the story?
We received some guidance from a Vistani woman.
Madame Ava?
Yes, that's the one.
What did she tell you?
She gave us some clues, some hints as to how we could traverse his castle, things we may need to find, and places we may need to go. And we did so. We followed the instructions, and in the end, it was quite strange, really. Strahd, seemed to have been fixated on a young woman named Tatiana. One of our party members ended up taking on that role. Strahd seemed to think she was Tatiana. And through traversing the castle and learning more, we learned the history. We learned, as I'm sure perhaps you have
Yes, we have
learned some of his history with this woman. In the end, we were able to find the weapon that would help us defeat Strahd, the Sun Sword. I had it in my possession for a long time, and that is what we used to strike down the devil. Alas, it has been lost.
Rufus, show the hilt that we found.
We also spoke to Madame Ava, and she told us, again, these riddles to help us defeat Strahd. One of it was a sword would be protected by a woman in league with the devil. We infiltrated a house and found this. I'll take out the hilt, the bronze hilt.
Yeah, you take out this shining hilt that has no blade attached to it. It looks awfully familiar, Arel. The hilt looks just like the one that you held, what seems like a lifetime ago.
Arel reaches out his hand. May I?
I'll give it to him.
He'll hold it, examine it.
Him.
Where did you find this? This is the sword, or part of the sword at least.
Dione will pull out a sack full of bones and a robe and say, "That hilt, it was stored with this pile of bones in a box, locked with a skeleton key." And holds out the bones for Arel to look at.
Arel shakes his head. I know nothing of these bones. I know nothing of this woman you speak of that may have had the hilt or the sword. I lost it long ago in yet another attempt to kill the devil. It has been years since I've seen it, and I thought it was lost forever.
How'd you activate it?
It was complete when I had the sword. It seems to be missing the blade. I can assume that without the blade it cannot come into its true power. It seems that is what you may need to find next in order to wield the sword.
Arel, this was a very serendipitous meeting. Now we know that what Madame Ava says speaks true. And
she does like to speak in riddles, but she says the truth.
We also know that there's hope in defeating Strahd.
Camilla says, "What are you talking about? This is the worst news we could have heard."
Why?
Tim, you're muted if you're trying to say something.
I'm with Camilla on this one. This feels like this is actually terrible news. We've been told that we can defeat Strahd, but even if Strahd's defeated, he comes back?
Yeah, what gives?
Well,
Arel did everything right, and still Strahd is in charge. So even if we do everything Madame Ava says, and complete the Sun Sword, and complete everything else, there's no guarantee that we've actually changed anything.
And did you see
These
what
are-
Esmeralda said when she rode off? When you talked about Madame Ava, she was like, "Huh, enjoy your wild goose chase."
Well, who cares about what she had to say? She didn't seem to care for us very much.
Well, she's a Vistani. I'm sure she knows Madame Ava.
It's true. Those Vistani are tricky people.
I mean,
But they did manage to kill Strahd.
I am a human. I do not know all humans.
They managed to kill Strahd, but like that same Strahd is still here.
Wait a
He's a
second.
vampire.
How many times did you try to kill Strahd?
3 times. The first, we were successful. As I said, my party left this place when the mists lifted, and I chose to stay. The second time, there was still hope. I had established myself in the local community, morale, a little bit of hope before he came back, and so there was energy for a resistance when the mists came back, and I was able to lead a large group of villagers. And we fought, and we succeeded again. And again, we thought, this must be it. This must be the time we did something right. We found that last piece of the puzzle. He was gone again. And then he came back. And the third time, he looks down, eyes getting a little bit teary, shakes his head, stands up and goes to pour himself another glass of goat's milk.
What happened the third time?
His back, I'm gonna make this very dramatic, his back is facing to you. He downs the whole thing of goat's milk, slams the cup on the table, shakes his head. The third time, we paid too high a price. I was older and wiser, and I should have known that it was time to give up. But another group of adventurers had made their way into Barovia, hoping to defeat the darkness that they had also heard of. They were a good crew. They were strong. 2 fighters, a cleric, and a wizard. They all had their own strengths, and we thought that with them, with their energy, their charisma, their powers, we could lead another successful resistance. We prepared as much as we could. The wizard went down first. He couldn't withstand Strahd's power, and the rest soon followed. And then the villagers that had come to our aid. I fought until I could fight no more, and the last thing I remember is a sea of bodies around me in the courtyard of the castle. I woke up the next day in the village. Irina's father, actually, saved me, dragged me off the battlefield. He was there with us that day. Despite having a young wife and a newborn son at home, he chose to fight. He saved me, but the sword was gone. It was no longer with me when I awoke, and hope was lost. Too many lives. The cost was too high. We didn't have any hope after that. And he'll pour himself another glass.
I thought you drank the whole jug.
Yeah, he's just
Are you sure you don't want a swig of this wine?
I would like some of the wine now. This is not a ringing endorsement for our mission. I will definitely switch to wine at this point.
We have heard of this event before in the village of Barovia, but when you killed him the first 2 times, did you explore Ravenloft? Was there some vampires, I'm told, you must kill them in special ways, otherwise they can come back? Do you have any hint how they can be permanently put down?
We thought we were permanently putting them down with the sun sword, and as you can see, they seem to crawl their way back.
Does garlic help?
No. I fear the young one, and he'll look at Camilla. I fear the young one is right. I am sure you are all here with noble intentions on an honorable quest. But I can tell you that there is no hope. Whatever gods you think you have protecting you, and again he'll look up at the sun symbol, whatever purpose, divine or otherwise, you think drives your mission, they are not real. There is nothing here but the devil and his power. I have lost too much, and I urge you to give up while you still can and make peace with whatever life you can scrape out here.
Why did you not leave the second time you killed him? Why did you stay?
Again, he'll look down and get a little teary looking again. I had a purpose here. I had someone to fight for. I thought I could make a difference. Should I take you to the Burgomeister now? And he'll kind of like sniffle and wipe his eyes, and perhaps you've had enough refreshment. I can take you to Dmitry Krezk now, or to this abbey.
Before we go, have you ever met the elf Casimir?
No.
No, I have not. Though I have heard of him.
You know
believe-
that there are dusk elves, and they
Yes.
have a pretty tragic
Yeah.
backstory here in Barovia. But other than just knowing that there are dusk elves and that they're basically a dying race, that's it.
Well, I've
Have
met the other one, the evil one.
You know
forgetting his name
Rahadin,
now.
yeah. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
I've met Rahadin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to the Amber Temple?
I have never been to this Amber Temple you speak of.
Temple with the Amber Giant. So it seems that Madame Eva gave us different instructions to you, at least in part. I look at
It
the
could
group.
be. It seems that her riddles, instructions that she gives are perhaps tailored to whatever group she happens to be advising. But no, I have not heard of this Amber Temple. I have not met Casimir, though I've heard of his people, and I've heard of him and their plight. And I've met one of them that has turned to the darkness.
Is it by chance Rahadin?
That is his name.
We have encountered this Rahadin on our quest.
I'm sorry to hear that. He's not a very good encounter, I can imagine, you had with him. A cruel
No.
elf.
Just going near him caused me great pain.
I'm sorry to hear that. I advise you to stay away. Stay away from him, stay away from the castle.
This conversation is broken up loudly by Yevgeny snoring on the couch. He clearly has sleep apnea or something. It's bad. Gasping for breath.
Oh, buddy.
That is what happens when you drink milk and
Too
wine
much goat's
together.
milk?
Yeah. So,
All right,
Yeah.
let's be on our way, and I will take the last swig of the wine.
But wait, before we go, friends,
Let's not be on our way.
Madame Ava's instructions. We have the Elementalist. We went to we got the hidden treasure beneath the Amber Giants. We have the Sword of Sunlight, but we need to know how to activate it. We found Casimir, who can help us against the devil when we come to that point. We know where the drowned village is. We can go there next. And then finally we must find the Tempter, where the enemy will be. A secret place, a vault of temptation hidden beneath a woman of great beauty. So I think in Krezk, we should focus on trying to find out a way of activating this sword, bringing it to life. That will be my quest here.
If you insist, I cannot give you hope, but I can help you in any way that you ask me. I sympathize with what you're trying to do, and For Irina's father's sake, I will help any friends of hers. I can take you to the Burgomaster or straight to the Abbey. Seemed like you were interested in going there, though again, I fear you will be disappointed with what you find.
Maybe we should meet the Burgermeister first. Make introductions. Irina's father seemed to be a friend of his.
There is something that Arel would probably know that could give them some insight into this interaction with the Burgermeister. Recently, the last of the 4 Burgomaster's children passed away from illness. It happened 7 days ago, exactly. So he may has a fresh wound as well.
Were they young, or like adult children? Like Irina's age, or like
younger
kids'
than Camilla.
Okay, young kids, got it.
It doesn't have an age here, but the youngest of his children, who is still a child, passed away. Ilya.
I have one more
Ilya
question.
was her name.
Did Strahd ever refer to Irina as Tatiana?
Yes,
At the wedding.
at
That's
the
what it
wedding
was.
and in the graveyard. Early on in the campaign.
Okay. And was this new information to us when Arel was like, Strahd seemed obsessed with a woman named Tatiana?
I mean, well, what do you mean? Would it seem new?
Like that? Like, are we already aware that Strahd is like obsessed with Irina and thinks she is this other person?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's actually why you got her out of
Yeah,
the village,
okay.
because she was being haunted nightly, right? He was trying to break into her house pretty much every night to drink from her neck, and she had the holes.
Yes.
Still.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now I remember. Okay.
Yep.
Back in episode 3.
Like literally 3. Yeah. Early on. Yeah. So you would this. I mean, this does kind of jar you, and definitely you'd pick up on the name. That name kind of struck a chord, I'm sure.
I don't know if this is relevant in any way, Arel, but that last party, do you remember their names?
I prepared for this. I do.
I'm just gonna go get a drink. You guys, Dasha, you got this? Okay.
I got this. Yes, of course. I could never forget. There were 4, as I said, 2 fighters, a wizard and a cleric. The cleric was a dwarf named Bran. He was the last one standing, besides myself and some of the other villagers.
Bran the Brave.
Bran the Brave, yes. He tried to heal those that went down, but it wasn't enough. The 2 fighters were human, Hazel and Garrick. And in fact, they were a couple, always fought side by side, had each other's back. They went down together. And poor Anan, the wizard. He was an elf, perhaps without enough fortitude to make it in such a harsh world. He was delicate, but a very skilled wizard.
Dealt a tough hand with that name as well.
We were told of an outsider that was a wizard that was on a quest to defeat Strahd when we were in the village of Barovia. I'm sorry that he didn't make it.
I'm sorry too. I feel the guilt of their deaths. It weighs upon my conscience greatly, as do the deaths of all the villagers that gave their lives to try to fight the devil.
At this point, Irina will come back into the cottage, and she says, "Shall we head to the Burgomaster?"
Yes.
Maybe, is it the Burgomaster or the Burgermeister?
It's a matter of pronunciation.
It's Dmitry Krezkov is who we're seeing.
Yes.
I think it actually
Yes.
is Master.
Burgomaster.
I like Meister, though. So you want to take them to the cottage? His cottage. So actually, let me bring you to the map on Roll20. Let me do that first. And Dasha, are you actually in Roll20 now?
I'm gonna join now. that it's safe for me to join without spoiling the surprise.
Did we surprise everybody? Did we get it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
When I found out the name of the character, that was a big surprise.
Ooh,
Seeing Dasha, that's not a surprise.
nice. Okay, this should work now.
Wait, were you here this whole time, Dasha?
That was the plan, and then I wasn't, and then I came back in.
We had a couple of delays in the beginning, but that it all worked for the better because I think everybody thought I was just scrambling to get my phone onto Zoom to fill the spot. But then it ended up working. Andrew came on, and then I just told Dasha log in later.
I see.
Yeah, if you guys saw the Bob screen in the beginning, that was me.
Did you hear my favorite tabletop Bob moment?
I did actually. Yeah, I think I'd logged off at that point, maybe, but I did hear it. Yeah.
Okay.
Happy that you enjoyed Witchlight.
It was so good.
Yeah, that was
All
fun.
right.
That was one of the most fun episodes, I think. Me and
Yeah.
Christian just being children.
It was wonderful.
All right, so take a look at the map here. The map is huge, actually, so I don't know how easy it's going to be to show this on Roll20, but I'm going to zoom in. So these were the gates that you came into. Remember I told you there were these, like, 2 towers flanking the gate, excuse me. The party came in here. The wall, it doesn't, unlike the picture, doesn't just end right here by, like, a couple of feet to the left. It goes around the entire town. In fact, it's a pretty fortified wall. But you entered in, and it brings you up here to this separate section. You can see, like, this is the overhead of the village, so this is the entry path. Arel's house is probably over here onto the right-hand side on the along the entryway. Arel, I'll let you pick your own house. Which house do you want?
Probably the one that's like the most on the edge, like farther away from people.
That one.
It's a little bit of a recluse.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
And the door is facing, like, away from people.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Great.
He
So that's
likes his
Aurel's house.
solitude in his old age.
We'll put an O for Arel.
Perfect.
All right. The burgomaster's cottage is... Let's see here. Oh, it's right across the street. It's this one right here.
Super
How
easy.
convenient.
You live right across the street from the burgomaster.
Amazing.
So, okay, so here we go. Yeah, you see the burgomaster's cottage as soon as you walk out. He's like, it's a long trip, so get ready.
Yeah.
We're here. It is the largest building. Go ahead.
What I know, I assume with the children having died, the family's probably in mourning and maybe observing some sort of rites or something along those lines.
Yeah, so Ilya, the youngest child of the burgomaster, died 7 days ago due to an illness. She was 14, actually. There you go. So she's 2 years younger than Camilla. Given the age of the Krezkovs, you know that they probably wouldn't have more children at this point. So it's been a source of a real source of stress on the community, and the fact that the burgomaster is taking this so hard. But he's a very honorable man. He's a kind individual. You've known him for many years now. Since you're probably just a few years older than him, and so he knows you well. You know each other well. So you're friends. You were at the funeral, yeah. His wife's name is Anna, and their 4 children, all of them died of illness. Not recently, not like all of a sudden, but over the course of like the last 10 years, each one kind of caught an illness and died. Yeah.
I think on their way out, Arel will gather a few sprigs of lavender, tie them together with a ribbon for the wife. As kind of an offering.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you approach the building. It is the largest building in the town, but it's still modest. There's really no lavish designs to any of these homes. In fact, it's quite the opposite of Krezk in Vallaki in that regard, whereas you had some massive mansions. And you approach and you knock on the door, and Dimitri opens. It's just him. He's by himself, and he smiles and he says, "Arel," and gives you a strong hug. "You have guests. Who are these guests that come to our peaceful village?"
It is good to see you, Dimitri, and again, I'm sorry for your loss. I hope you and Anne are holding up well. I'm sorry to disturb you at a time like this, but I believe you could be of help to this group. I have just met them, but... And he'll lean in a little bit closer. The girl, Irina. It is Kolyan's girl.
Oh. I knew your father well. How is he? He's passed,
Arel,
she says.
Yeah, Arel will step in if she's not able. He'll also let him.
Yeah, he'll let everybody in. He'll let everybody in. Tragedy strikes everywhere, it seems. I, too, recently lost a family member. My youngest, Ilya. And she says, we were told Arel mentioned that, and we are so sorry for your loss. Arel, you want to give the flowers as well?
Yeah, is the wife there, or is the just Dimitri?
She's in her bedroom.
In bedroom. I brought Anna some lavender. It can be soothing, the scent.
She'll appreciate it. Thank you.
Has helped me when I've lost. I hope it brings some source of comfort to her.
Yes, we have much to recoup from here in the village.
I'm sorry for the loss of your boy.
Thank you. So,
I am Canas.
You can all introduce yourselves. It's totally fine. He says, so what do we have, what can we do for you? Are you here to seek some sort of shelter? We have some cottages that are vacant. If you'd like to perhaps rent them or purchase one.
We would like to stay for a little while, if possible. There are a few locations nearby that we need to visit. So any shelter would be much appreciated.
Yeah, the burgomaster thinks about it, and he's like kind of mulling it over in his head, like which house might be the thing. You can see he's got like a receding hairline, practically bald at this point. He runs his hand over his head, and he's thinking, "Yes, I have just a place for you. You can stay there until you get your bearings. No charge." He says, "A friend of Arel's is a friend of Krezk's."
That is very kind.
Yes, and if you wish to stay longer, we can talk about pricing, negotiate, but for right now, just get settled. You must be worn out from the travel. Where do you live?
I look at Rufus.
I was going to say the Gwaindire. From the Gwaindire.
I'm from the Gwaindire. We are here. Temporarily. We fight Strahd.
Oh, I've never heard of the Gwaindire, and we do not speak of the devil here in Krezk. Just mind that. The villagers may be startled by it.
Yes, no tomfoolery.
Yes, you heard the rules. Yes, good.
Yes.
This burgomaster looks like he never was a warrior or anything like that. He seems to have soft hands and features. His age, getting up there, maybe he's like in his 50s, but he is not, he definitely doesn't look like a former adventurer or anything like that. But he does look like an honest man. He seems to have sort of a good-natured tone to his voice and his face. And he also says to you, well, if there's anything we can do, please let us know. There are some things that you may find helpful here. We have a pool at the north end of the village. It provides fresh water throughout the year. Even in the colder months, it won't freeze. There's a shrine to the Morning Lord for anyone who would like to. Unfortunately, the gazebo that's adjacent to it has seen better days, but one of these afternoons I'm going to send a crew to fix it. You can stay wherever you'd like, but we prefer that if you do choose to leave, that you think about it carefully. We don't like to have people coming and going too often. The gates, we prefer to stay closed, if you understand, for protection and all. There's a lot of werewolf activity going on right now, and the idea of a werewolf sneaking into our midst undetected would be just absolutely dreadful.
That would be terrible.
Yes.
Terrible.
Yes.
Yes.
And look, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there have been people who have been taken when they've left by these werewolves. People have come back with guides or some such and said that their children or their partners have been taken. We don't have the manpower to go after them. We don't have the ability to seek down any wolf den or anything like that. So it is an unfortunate thing when one of our own gets snagged by these werewolves. But you know, these foul creatures, their evil knows no bounds.
Indeed.
Dimitri, it seems that this group was interested in perhaps seeking out the abbot. And I told them there's no use.
Ha! He laughs. The abbot. His demeanor turns stern and harsh. The abbot. When my first child died of illness, I asked for the abbot to help, to perform his miracles. There was no call to action. He was no help. When my second died to illness, I still clung to hope that he would come. But he stayed there in the abbey, never heeding our messages. At this point, it's a fool's errand.
Well, one of the things that seems a bit strange, you say you called for the abbot and he didn't come.
That's right.
Were you unable to go to him?
He looks at Arel, like as if, you want to take this one or me?
The abbot has become more and more of a recluse as the years have gone on. In fact, he is all talk, no action. He gave the people a lot of hope when he first arrived. He performed miracles. We thought he was the answer. I thought he was the answer to all my prayers. I thought he may have been sent here by Pelor himself. In fact, I asked him to help with my mission the third time we went after Strahd. I know that if he had helped and stood by our side, things would have turned out differently that day. But, as always, all talk, no action. And since then, it's gotten worse. Go
ahead, sorry.
As I said, no one has seen him in recent years, perhaps just
That's right.
spoken through the door, sent
That's
messages.
right. And the bell, the horrible bell, it rings at odd times, day and night. And you can hear screams. It's faint. But on a quiet night, all of a sudden the bell rings. You can hear it. The screams. And they're accompanied by laughter.
Seems something nefarious is going on in the abbey.
Was the abbot first here when you first thought you had banished Strahd, Arel?
He appeared shortly before the third attempt, and as I said, gave a lot of hope to the villagers. Curing sickness is thought to be uncurable. Saving those who we thought lost, and I knew he was the answer. And he gave me hope. He misled me. When it came time to put words into action, he didn't come through.
What sort of man or powers does this abbot have?
As I said, he healed the sick, helped those in need, performed miracles. I did not personally witness every action of his, but I saw enough to know that he had great power.
And,
Power seemingly just for healing.
No, he was able to do many good things for us. He is responsible for that pool that we spoke of. It provides us water all throughout the year. He gave people hope, restored sanity, was a light in the darkness. And now he defiles the name of Saint Markovia, whom the abbey is named after. Up there, ringing that bell, day and night, ringing the bell. And he looks out his window, and it's morning now, but I imagine that the fog is still the fog is probably cleared a little bit more, and you can see it, just wisps of it through the mist. It's a large, massive monastery, essentially, up on that mountainside. It peers down over Krezk, just like Castle Ravenloft peers down over the village of Barovia. And at this point, I think we'll pause it here, much to still uncover about who this abbot is, what's going on in the abbey, and who's Arel. That's what we got to talk more about. Who is Arel? Happy April Fools, everybody. Did you like this one? Was this a good one?
Super depressing.
Was it?
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
No one's fault. It's just like, man, we've been in this whole journey. It's like, we're going to fight Strahd and we're going to defeat him at the end, and that's that. And now it's like, actually, it's all for naught.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps.
Laurent's going to double down on his white Barovians.
His wife broke it.
Yeah,
Well,
and
not
like
good.
we even found like the tome of Strahd. It was like, oh, his younger brother, Sergei, sword, sun sword, it will kill him. And now Arel's like, maybe not.
You felt good, didn't you? You felt good. Yeah. You're on a high after getting the sun sword, the hilt, and the book, and you met your fated ally, and Madame Ava's prophecy seemed to come true. Is it all a hoax, a wild goose chase, or is there some deeper meaning? More to be uncovered soon. Thanks for watching with us. Dasha, thank you for coming on. Will we see you back again, Dasha?
I think you will.
Oh, look at that.
I'm not just an April Fool's surprise, guys. I'm with you for a little bit.
Woo!
Could you imagine if I just said everything we just did today was not canon?
fake.
And it's
Oh, this was
This
just
is
not. It wasn't canon, and we just come back next week, and we're still fighting
April
werewolves.
Fool.
It was all a fever dream.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Esmeralda
Oh.
knocked you out and just you hallucinated this whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Well, no, this is not an April Fool's joke. That would be a cruel joke, wouldn't it be? And what a waste of time. So no, this is this is all legit. Find out more next week. Look down below in the description for all the things we talked about. Get your new cool Beholder Bob shirt. Do all the good stuff for YouTube, likes, and subscribe, all the bell, whatever. I don't have CJ here to type it up as more than I can, but we'll see you all tomorrow for Vecna, and we'll see you on the tabletop. Have a good night.
See ya.
Bye.